know about clothing, the better it is for sins.
Tonight's Movie 11 feature film is The Story of Will Rogers, starring Will Rogers Jr. and Jane Wyman. It will be presented with one brief intermission.
Closed subject, I promise.
I know something else is going to be closed, too. My big mouth.
Tonight's Movie 11 presentation, The Story of Will Rogers, will continue after a brief intermission.
This presentation of Movie 11 is made possible in part by Sims. The more you know about clothing, the better it is for Sims.
Sunday afternoon, be sure to drop in for some malice and mayhem.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
With two classic suspense films directed by Alfred Hitchcock.
I know you think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I'm not. For heaven's sake, stop this train.
First, there's a dizzying web of intrigue on board a train as the lady vanishes.
You know, I'm half inclined to believe that there's some rational explanation to all this.
Then it's the great original version of the 39 Steps in the inimitable Hitchcock style.
An enormously important secret is being taken out of this country by a foreign agent. I can't do anything myself because of this fool of a detective. Has that penetrated?
Right to the funny bone. Now tell me another one.
We'll be your window to the world of mystery. Sunday afternoon, beginning at 1.
Next time on Masterpiece Theater, Bertie Wooster's engaged and Jeeves smells trouble.
The manuscript must be intercepted and destroyed.
When the mission looks impossible, Bertie turns to Jeeves.
No, sir.
Bertie's on his own in Jeeves and Wooster on Masterpiece Theater.
More new escapades tomorrow at 8.
Sunday night, Laura Meager and Will Klinger will bravely go where no wild Chicago host has dared to go before, Wisconsin. Join our intrepid explorers as they fearlessly face the dangers north of the border on an action-packed, thrill-a-minute detour to Dairyland.
So is it you're about to take off, aren't you?
It's a refreshing one-hour Wild Chicago special Sunday night at 10, so cancel your appointments, tell your friends, set your VCR, be there.
We now return to our movie, The Story of Will Rogers.
Never mind, darling. There'll be lots of other shows and lots of other chances before the war's over.
Tonight's Movie 11 presentation, In Which We Serve, will continue after a brief intermission.
Where in the world will public television take you next? It all depends on where you want to go, the people you'd like to meet, the ideas and issues you'd like to explore. Because knowledge is a personal journey, and learning is a lifelong quest. There's a whole world out there on public television.
Saturday night on Movie 11, Richard Widmark, Henry Fonda, and Inger Stevens star in the exciting police thriller Madigan.
You haven't got a chance. Get some sense in your head and come out of there.
Then Betty Thomas of Hill Street Blues is your host for Look at the Women of the Drug Enforcement Agency who go undercover to catch drug dealers. An evening of police fact and police fiction, Saturday.
Next time on Masterpiece Theater.
She who was Lady Alice Munro is now the Gräfin Alice von Hoslendorf.
The what?
Gräfin. It's German, Nick. It means countess.
The past is dead and buried, Constanza. It has gone forever.
But a secret from her past threatens the future.
You think there's a skeleton in the cupboard?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
The Countess Alice on Masterpiece Theater.
Dame Wendy Hiller is the Countess Alice, Sunday at 9.
Don't forget, man, today, we're gonna win.
He took a simple sport and turned it into a national obsession.
Bob, come here.
College football really took off with the Rockney era. He proved it could be a spectacle.
Rockne is kind of like a George Washington of the sports world. Notre Dame made football.
Watch The Making of a Legend. Newt Rockne and his Fighting Irish on The American Experience.
The Newt Rockne Story, Monday at 9. We now return to our movie, In Which We Serve.
Tragedy on the South Shore tracks, a new president with local ties, and a new Bears head coach, all on Chicago Week in Review.
Don't forget, men, today, we're gonna win.
He took a simple sport and turned it into a national obsession.
Well, let's go here.
College football really took off with the Rockne era. He proved it could be a spectacle.
Rockne is kind of like a George Washington of the sports world. Notre Dame made football.
Watch The Making of a Legend. Newt Rockne and his Fighting Irish on The American Experience.
The Newt Rockne Story, Monday at 9.
In Washington, the Arab-Israeli peace talks are deadlocked. A world away, the heart of the problem is still land.
Well, you know, this land was bought about 1920. This officially belongs to us.
First of all, I have documents that it belongs to my father. And my father also had documents that belonged to his father also.
Frontline investigates the conflicting claims in Journey to the Occupied Lands.
Join us on the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, Tuesday at 9.
From the tempo of African tribal roots to the rhythm of Olodum in the streets of Bahia, Brazil, Paul Simon has combined his composing and lyric genius with the rhythms of divergent cultures to create a sound unlike anything in contemporary pop music. The first feature-length musical biography of Paul Simon, Born at the Right Time, was filmed on location in 4 continents and takes us on an intimate journey from the birth of a new freedom in South Africa to the streets of New York in the 50s, when rock and roll was born.
First thing I remember, I was lying in my bed, well, but I couldn't have been no more than 1 or 2.
We had a hit when we were 15 years old.
Hey, schoolgirl in the second row.
It started with Paul and his best friend Artie.
So much fun. I seldom inhabit another character other than Paul Simon.
This is the story of Paul Simon's life. He tells it himself, in his own words, and through his music.
I did what I wanted to do. I wanted to go all around the world, and I wanted to play music and not be distracted by anything.
Around the globe, Paul Simon listened to the universal language of music. But in South Africa, he encountered another language, the strong language of controversy and conflict, which thrust him into the center of the political stage, where the eyes of the world were upon him.
Violence to bring the curtain down early on singer Paul Simon's South African tour.
Ray, what do you think?
Let's not get involved with politics. The bottom line is that we are musicians. And seeing that we're musicians, I would rather die on stage singing than to die doing something that I don't believe in.
In South Africa, he sang with Ladysmith Black Mambazo and shared a moment in history.
The act of discovery becomes what the work is about. I believe that we're all connected on this very basic emotional level by music, by rhythm and harmony. But how can we begin to communicate if we don't use a wider vocabulary? If you don't speak in someone else's language, then how can they hear you? So I'm someone who speaks broken music.
Born at the right time.
Paul Simon, a voice for all generations.
Hello, Chicago.
Charlie Rose is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the financial support of viewers like you, and by these additional funders.
Ralph Lauren is a visionary, and he has an instinctive understanding.